In the last video I said we'll be moving on with the front of the wheel. I did forget we do need to do a cover for this feature. And the reason why is we'll have some wires coming into this section here, which we need to sort of cover and protect. What we're going to do is we're going to start from this back face here, this one here, and we're going to create a sketch on that surface. And we're going to start this cover from the origin, so we're going to create a circle on the origin point, and it's going to be 85 millimeters. This cover, when I finish sketch, is going to be extruded forwards, backwards I guess, but I need to make sure I select all the features. So I need to select the inside, I need to select the circles, missed that one there, and it's going to extrude this way minus 14 millimeters. Oops. So by default, what we'll want to do is cut. So we want to cut extrude my existing feature. I want to make sure I select new body so it creates a new part there. Now, when I go to bodies, I can turn off that body 1 and yours should be called body 2. Should be a flat disk. If you've got holes in it, you can always double click on your extrusion. You may have missed maybe one of the center ones by accident. So you may have missed one of these holes. If you have, double click on your feature, you can reselect that from your list. Oh yeah. So we've got a flat disk. We're just going to add a fillet to this edge here. So fillet on here, 5 millimeters, just to round off that face. And obviously at the moment it's a solid disc of plastic when we 3D print it. So we're going to hollow it out basically. And to do that, we're going to use modify and shell. And I'm going to choose this face. So when you shell something, you choose a face you want to delete. Which will be that one. And 2 more. Now you can shell something without deleting a face. You just want to make sure it's the only body you have. Select the body over here. So 2 millimeters. When I have a look with my body on, there should be a very slight gap between the two of them. And we'll hit OK. So this will be a nice little cover to protect all those interior parts. Now, if I go and turn off body 1, I'll see that there's no hole in this feature. So I'm going to have to cut that octagonal hole in this face. So I'm going to create a sketch on this face. Now I could draw up that octagonal shape on this surface. However, in terms of a design process, let's say I was designing this feature and body 1 could change size or shape over time, I want to make sure that it adapts with those changes. So what I'm going to use is the project tool. So down here, project. So this is something we use a lot in Fusion, project, P key, worthwhile remembering, and we're just going to select all these faces here. I'm not choosing them down here because remember we've got a little bit of a recessed section. So I'm just going to choose them at this end, just all 8 of them. And OK. If I turn that body off, you can see these purple lines, and projected lines always come through as purple. So I could cut this feature out. Now, I could cut it out, and it probably would work. However, when we 3D print or when we manufacture anything, we need to take into account the fact that we need a very, very tiny little gap between the parts. It's called a tolerance. Now, sometimes when we're 3D printing, the parts can shrink, or I guess they potentially could expand. So we need to make sure that there is a gap between this and this. So we can do that using the offset tool. So offset, I'm going to click on this face here, this line rather, and you can offset that shape by a certain distance. And in this case, we only need it to be very tiny. I'm going to go 0.15. So I'm going to zoom in, put a very thin gap there. And okay. So finish sketch. And then when I do my extrude, I'm going to choose that face. Zoom in and make sure I've also got my little offset line as well. And then I can cut it back. Now, it doesn't matter how far you extrude this because there's nothing else to cut over here. So, okay, cut. And when I turn the body on, I should, if I turn it all the way around here, I should see some daylight through that space there. Perfect. All right, so that is the fixture and the cap or the cover. We'll give this one a save, and then we can hopefully we can move on with the design of the wheel. So